Hey everybody, it's Dispeller. I'm here to do another chapter of our book. I also will probably do some dishes afterwards and chat with you about the book or about whatever you want to chat about. Need to neaten my house a little bit today. I'm pretending that I don't have to work tomorrow, but I really do. I'm kind of acting like as if, it's a weekend and I get the next days off. Yeah, that doesn't happen till after tomorrow. I have to work again tomorrow. Which is fine. I like my job, so that's not a problem, but I'm going to act as if I don't have to work. So I have all this energy to get my house clean and dishes done. And yeah, we're going to pretend like that, okay? You and me. Okay, so today's reading is The Yes Person. This is chapter 15. And I want y'all to know I have already started thinking about heading out to the shed and seeing what book to do next. Because this is not going to be a forever thing. It's got a few more chapters left, but before you know it, we'll be done. Remember how fast we got through the other one? Well, this probably might take a little bit longer, but not so much. All right, so we're going to read The Yes Person, and as always, feel free to comment in the side chat or afterwards in my comments, whatever. I'll be happy to answer and respond as best as I can to whatever. Okay, during a staff meeting, Miss Brooklyn, the district sales manager, asked for a volunteer to work with Jamie to coordinate the proposal to be made to AVEX in 2 weeks. As she scanned the room for any takers, she saw Terry, who smiled awkwardly, looked around at the other staff, and volunteered for the job. They made a lunch appointment to work out the details, but Terry called at the last minute to cancel. Listen, Jamie said, if it's a problem, why don't we just work this out on the phone? That's fine, if that's what you'd like to do, said Terry obligingly. Terry agreed to pulling together the information needed from the other departments and turning them into a document with graphics while Jamie would prepare the presentation. That's fine, if that's... Oh, I'm sorry, I reread. Jamie called Terry 1 week later. How's it going? Asked Jamie. Oh, fine, replied Terry. Have you got the info from accounting? Asked Jamie. Yes, well, I think I'll be talking with someone about that today or tomorrow. On the day of the presentation, Jamie was psyched. She bought a new suit for the occasion, and it looked great. Miss Brooklyn even stopped by her desk with the old man to wish her good luck and remind her how important it was to get AVEX's business. Jamie kept looking at her watch, and the time seemed to crawl by. Terry was supposed to meet her at 1 o'clock. That was in 10 minutes. She was surprised that Terry wasn't there already. At 1:03, she began to wonder if maybe she was supposed to go by Terry's office instead of the other way around. When she got to Terry's office, she found her hunched over the computer, typing away. Hi, Terry. What are you doing? We were supposed to meet 5 minutes ago. Don't tell me there are some last-minute changes that need to be made. Terry looked up. Oh, Jamie. Hi. I'm so sorry. I forgot the time. No last-minute changes. This is something I'm working on for Franken's shipping. He is short a person today and asked me if I could help him out. He needs this real soon. Can we wait a few minutes? Franken shipping? A few minutes? Terry, we need to get going or we're going to be late. Where's the proposal? Terry rotated her chair to face her desk that was covered with papers at least an inch deep, and she began to shuffle through stuff. Oh, here's one. Here's another. One by one, she pulled out papers, some of them quite mangled. Jamie's jaw dropped open as she looked at them. Terry, this looks like rough draft stuff. It's not even the same font. Where are the graphics? Oh, Jamie, I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to do them. And Mary's department is undergoing a reorganization, and you know how that can be. I didn't have the heart to put the pressure on them. Jamie fell into Terry's guest chair. Suddenly, she felt sick. They were supposed to leave in 5 minutes or be late. They weren't ready, and there was no way they would be. Terry was still saying something, but she couldn't really hear it. All she could see were the faces of Miss Brooklyn and the old man. She thought, what am I going to do now? By agreeing to coordinate, you'd fire her, KK? Maybe they suggest that in here. I don't know. We'll find out. By agreeing to coordinate the proposal, Terry had made a promise she knew would be difficult to keep. Her desires to get along with the other staff, to please Miss Brooklyn, and to be helpful overwhelmed any consideration of what the task would actually involve. Like the other yes people, Terry's strong people focus was countered by a poor task focus, which meant she was extremely disorganized in her approach to most tasks. Yes people can easily overcommit themselves as they try to run their life based on the desires of other people. Sometimes they have no clear idea how to follow through on something they've agreed to do because they didn't analyze the task before agreeing to do it. More often than not, they don't think about the down the line consequences of saying one thing and doing another. All they know is that somebody wants something and they just can't say no. Driven by the desire to fit in and get along with others, yes people easily overcommit in order to please. Let me show you where this is on the chart here. Here's our little yes person. Where is it? Right here. Yes person. They're seeking approval. That's what they want. Problem is they're seeking approval from everybody, so they can't commit to one thing because they've already promised themselves in 5 different directions, which gets very frustrating to all 5 of the people, I'm sure, that are waiting for their stuff to get done. That's why at work I ask tons of questions. I probably drive them nuts, but I don't want to do it wrong and just agree to do it and slop it together. Like today I did, they're called pull aparts. They're kind of like sticky buns, sort of, but they're spongier. I hear you, KK. I felt like I made a mess of them because you literally have to just slap this icing on the tops of them, and then you take 9 of them and put them in the container. Well, you have gloves on, so the icing from your gloves is getting on the container. Meanwhile, you're supposed to be able to take these things and very neatly put them in here, and then take your gloves off and then seal the containers. And I felt like I didn't do a good job, but my coworker was like, yeah, you're doing it right. Now, I know when my other coworker comes in tomorrow, if I have to do those, I'm going to step aside and say, I need you to show me because I'm not going to mess these up. I want to make sure, because I know appearance is very important to her. It's all about what it looks like out on that floor. They're not going to buy the stuff if it doesn't look good. She says, if you won't buy it, don't put it out there that way. The coworker I worked with today is very young. She's a young girl. I'm not faulting her at all. She knows her job. She does a really good job. But I really felt like I should have been shown specifically how to do those sticky things. And I do not like doing them anyways. I hate being sticky. But anyway, I did the best I could and put them out there anyhow because she said they were fine. But tomorrow I will talk to my other coworker and find out what I need to do differently. Because they are nice people, yes, people hope it all works out wonderfully. When it doesn't work out, they honestly feel terrible about it. Yet they don't feel responsible for not following through because there's always some set of circumstances beyond their control that has caused the trouble. Instead, they make excuses and offer explanations, and they hope that this will somehow make up for their failure to keep promises. Sometimes when you're visibly upset with them, they maintain a pleasant appearance on the outside while slowly simmering in silent hostility on the inside. Yes, people don't want to offend anyone, even people they're angry with. The get along part of them prevents them from telling you the unpleasant truth. Even if you succeed in extorting an apology from them and a promise to do better the next time, that's no guarantee that they have any intention of doing what they say. Okay, you better adjust your attitude. When yes people leave you holding the bag of empty promises, it's easy to feel sabotaged and to want to confront them. Yet blaming yes people and making them feel shame only perpetuates the behavior. In the moment of interaction and out of the desire to get along, they will say whatever they think will placate you, even if it means making more unrealistic commitments. If the confrontation angers them, they're unlikely to express their defensive thoughts aloud, resorting instead to passive-aggressive behaviors. The bottom line, you'll never get people to keep promises by making them feel bad about breaking them. You may have to reach deep into your heart to find that place that sincerely cares about others. People whose top priority is to get along somehow know when your interest is something other than relationship building. You'll also need a lot of patience with yes people. Recognize that yes people are simply lacking skill in the area of organization, and they are too disorganized to recognize the deficiency or to do anything to correct it. Remind yourself that you can change the future by helping your yes people develop their task skills. With patient and caring assistance, yes people will prove in time to be the best teammates you could hope for. Okay, we're going to talk about your goal in dealing with the yes people in just a minute. But I want to let anybody new know, if you're watching this for the first time, welcome to my channel, the Speller channel. Please hit the thumb up, subscribe to my channel if it's something worthwhile to you. Also ring the bell and do all these things so that it tells me which direction to go in. If you are enjoying this kind of reading format on my stream, I'd love to know that, and leave me a comment. Let me know. Let me hear from you. I would love that. So continuing on your goal, get commitments you can count on. Your goal with these people is to get commitments you can count on by making it safe for them to be honest, teaching them task management strategies, and strengthening the relationship. As you'll see, there is a similar objective for dealing with the maybe people who have trouble making decisions, avoid confrontations, shy away from conflicts, and let people down. The difference is that with yes people, it's fairly easy to get the appearance of a decision. The challenge is to get them to do what they say they will do. Yes people need to learn that while nice is nice, reliable is twice as nice. Your goal with the yes people is to get commitments you can count on. So here comes your action plan. This is the how of how you're going to do this. Step 1, make it safe to be honest. Make the communication environment a safe one so that the two of you can honestly examine whether promises being made for the future will be promises kept. Make the conversation comfortable enough that any anger or fear they may have can be discussed calmly, like two friends working out differences with care and consideration. With patience, this could be a one-time long conversation, or you may require several meetings over an extended period of time. The key to safety is nonverbal blending and verbal reassurance. Here we go with the examples. This is my favorite part because I love acting out the dialogue. My kids will tell you when they were little, I would read like Winnie the Pooh and just different kids' books, and I would act out doing all the voices, and they loved that. Bedtime was fun for my kids because I'm such an actress. Anyway, Jamie called on Terry a week later. That's how long it took her to get over the anger and frustration she had initially felt when the presentation was canceled. Jamie believed, that it was important to work this out with Terry. Since they were working on the same team, they would have to deal with each other in the future. Terry, is this a good time to talk? Yes, a good time as any, I suppose, Terry replied shyly. Jamie took her time, letting every word sink in. Terry, I like you. You're friendly and caring, and I think we can work well together. Ever since the AVEX presentation was canceled, I've felt like we need to talk, or we're both going to feel terribly uncomfortable around each other. This kind of people-focused communication revolves around feelings. By approaching yes people as teammates or friends and speaking to the future of the relationship first, you can increase the comfort level and gently introduce the past into the conversation. That makes sense because they're trying to get that approval, so you want to let them know they have it with you right off the bat. Thanks for the thumbs, by the way. I really appreciate that. I'm certain that you did intend to pull together the information for that presentation. Acknowledge positive intent. And I know that some things unexpected got in the way of that for you. The difficult part for me was that I didn't know what was going on until it was too late to help. If our relationship is going to be a dependable one, then I think we need to be honest and open with one another. I want you to know that you can be honest with me. Can I be honest with you? Make it safe to be honest. Jamie watched Terry closely, and she waited quietly for Terry's response. Well, of course, I'm really sorry about last week, but it wasn't my fault. I don't think you understand. Jamie nodded in agreement. You're right. I didn't understand. I don't understand, and I would like to. I want to take a closer look at this situation with you and see if we can learn anything from it that will help us in the future. Realize that every moment you spend with a yes person in open conversation is an investment in the future. As the relationship becomes more comfortable, you'll be able to find out your yes person's true thoughts and feelings sooner. In this way, you can end the sabotage and disappointment, achieve your results, and find relief. Done well, this is a one-time in-depth conversation about the quality of a promise. Done poorly, you'll have an ongoing struggle. That's why it's important for you to slow down, plan plenty of time for this, and make it count. Step 2, talk honestly. Yes, people may be angry or resentful about something or believe in their excuses, whether justified in your opinion or not. Encourage them to talk it out with you. Hear them out without contradicting, jumping to conclusions, or taking offense. Then backtrack and clarify. Make sure you acknowledge them for their honesty and tell them how much you appreciate it. Terry, help me to understand what happened last week. What stopped you from having the information ready on time? I really meant to do it, but I don't think it should have all been my responsibility. There were plenty of other people at that meeting who could have lent a hand. It seems like I'm expected to do everything. Jamie nodded in understanding. Gosh, that's awful. There certainly were other people at that meeting who could have helped out. Did you feel that way when you volunteered? Did you ask anyone else for help? Terry looked past Jamie and out the window. Well, not exactly. To begin with, I already had too much going on. And then there were all the unexpected things that came up. Mary's department was undergoing a reorganization, and I didn't have the heart to put pressure on her. And then there was Frank, one person short, and asking for help. How could I say no? Jamie suppressed the urge to confront Terry's excuse-making. Instead, she nodded again. So you really didn't have much free time to do the proposal at all, did you? Why didn't you tell Miss Brooklyn or me how busy you were? Well, I didn't want to disappoint you. You know how that is. Terry, it sounds to me like nobody knew what you were going through except you. No wonder you were overwhelmed. Thanks for telling me what it was like. I really appreciate your being honest with me. Everything in me. I got to be totally honest with you guys. Because I am not this type of person, and because these type of people frustrate me to no end, because they're like very apologetic, but they're also excuse makers. I'm sitting here going, bleh, the whole time I'm reading this. Like, you got to be kidding me. Oh my gosh. Anybody else feeling that way? Note that Jamie thanked Terry for being honest instead of rushing to express her own feelings about what Terry actually said. It's always important to acknowledge honest communication with yes people so you can get more of it in the future. Step 3, help them learn to plan. Once you've listened to your yes person's point of view, it will be obvious to you why you can't take yes as an answer. This is the time to create a learning opportunity. Since learning to plan comes from experience, this is an opportunity to change history with your yes person to create a positive experience of keeping a promise in the past. It was Jamie's fault too, KK says. She didn't know Terry well enough to assume Terry would carry through. Good point, KK. Very good point. You know, Terry, one of the most important parts of being team members, and even friends, for me at least, is knowing that my friends can count on me and that I can count on my friends. Just think how it would affect our ability to be friends and work together if something always got in the way of our keeping our promises to each other. I want to ask you this. If we could go back 3 weeks in time to that original staff meeting, what would you do differently? See, I like that question. That's a me question. That's a nail it type of thing. What do we need to do next time so this does not happen? But KK, you made a good point before. You said you'd fire her. I guess maybe you could, but maybe you're like short-staffed or something since that other dude was short-staffed. Maybe that's why they don't fire her. I know that my husband has worked jobs where they refuse to fire people because of that fact. So you can't always afford to fire. However, if she kept on, it would almost be worth taking the time, the money, and the effort to train a new person and let this person go, you know? So I kind of agree with you on that. It just would depend on if you weeded out all the other excuses first and if she stopped doing this kind of stuff so much. Though the answers were obvious to Jamie, they definitely were not obvious to Terry. So Jamie helped Terry to see that she had options that she didn't use. For example, she could have stated at the original meeting that she could be part of a team but couldn't do it all. Or she could have called Miss Brooklyn as soon as she felt overwhelmed and asked for more help. Or she could have not volunteered in the first place. If she didn't have the heart to pressure the accounting department because of the reorganization, she could have asked Jamie to do so rather than putting it off to a later time. There were plenty of options as soon as the motivation to use them was clear. Reliability and asking for help are both acts of teamwork and friendship. By using the past experience as a template, you can go back together and approach the task as if it's in the future. What motivation was missing? What could have been done differently? How else could the situation have been handled? Help the yes people focus in on the specific action steps and processes involved in accomplishing the task. Too quick to please people whose top priority is to get along with others rarely take the time to do this until someone shows them the importance of it. Make certain to deal with the excuses that they've made in the past about how the phone kept ringing off the hook, how people kept stopping by, how there was too much work in the way that prevented them from getting to it, and so on. All those signs and symptoms of a disorganized people person. At this point, you may be thinking, hey, I don't want to have to do their work for them. And you shouldn't have to. Still, if you're already frustrated from dealing with unkept commitments, you might as well put the energy to good use that you've been investing in feelings of frustration. If you take the time up front to create comfort around honest communication and then teach your yes person some simple task management skills, you won't have to deal with yes behavior down the line, hopefully. Step 4, ensure commitment. At the end of the discussion, thank the yes person for talking the problem out with you and ask, what will you do differently the next time you've made a promise to me and you're unable to carry it out? Once you've received your answer, you must follow through and ensure commitment. Oh, wow. Okay. This is quite lengthy pages coming up, but that's okay. We got like 3 more lengthy pages and then I'm done. So I'll just do this one today. I'm not going to do the next one. I'll just do my dishes after I'm done with this. Here are 5 simple ways to ensure commitment and follow through. Ask for their word of honor. The simplest of these is to ask yes people to back the commitment with their word of honor. You look them in the eye and say, now do I have your word that you'll do that no matter what? When people give their word of honor, that's a deeper level of commitment than saying a simple or yes. Ask them to summarize the commitment. Have the yes people summarize back to you what will be done while you backtrack and clarify as you let them give you the details. You say something like, I want to make sure that you and I both understand how this will be done. Could you describe to me what you'll do and when? Get them to write it down. To help yes people remember the commitment, get them to commit in writing before walking away. Ask them to write down what they plan to do, post a note by the phone or on the dashboard, give you a copy, or put it on the front page of their daily calendar as an affirmative I will, and then fill in the commitment they're making. Most organized people agree that there is something about the physical act of writing down a commitment that makes it easier to remember and more likely to be acted on. This is kind of interesting because Matthew and I do this all the time. If he'll say something, I'm going to do this for you or whatever, I'll say, can I have it in writing? He asked me to put something in writing yesterday. What was it? I don't even remember. Do you? What about them?
I don't remember.
Oh, something about litter boxes. I don't remember either. I'm sure it'll come to us later if it's meant to. Okay, set weird deadlines. So
No, it's about the cats being in the bedroom at night.
What about it?
About you
that I'm taking ownership, that I'm saying I don't want the cats in there at night. Yeah, because I usually put it on him and say, well, Daddy doesn't want you in here tonight. And he'll be like, excuse me, we agreed on this. It's not just on me. So he wants me to put in writing that I agreed the cats cannot be in the bedroom at night because we can't sleep. They climb all over. Mimi hisses at everybody and tries to smack them into next week. Bobo tries to chase Maverick around the room. It just doesn't work out. So they need to stay out of the bedroom. So I need to give him that in writing. And he's got some stuff to give me in writing too. Okay, set weird deadlines. So you'll have it on my desk by 10:23 a.m. on Wednesday. Most people round off time. Weird deadlines are unusual, which means they stand out in the mind. Wow, that's smart. That's pretty intelligent. Describe negative consequences. The 5th way is to point out the possible negative consequences of not keeping the commitment. Your description of these consequences will be most effective if you put them in terms of people and relationships. Now, let's imagine it's Wednesday at 10:23, and this project you've agreed to do isn't done yet. How is everyone who is depending on you going to feel? That's actually good because this person is all about the acceptance thing. So if you're insinuating that them not having the thing done is going to bring about rejection, going to bring about upset people, that might jog their memory to stick to what they say they're going to do. So yeah, that's smart. Okay, I just got lipstick on my book. Wonderful. It's good it's my book. Step 5, strengthen the relationship. Finally, with get along people in general, and especially those who have been difficult in the past, Look at every interaction as an opportunity to strengthen the relationship. Acknowledge the times when your yes people are honest with you about doubts and concerns. Make an event out of every completed commitment, and be very careful how you deal with a broken promise. There will still be times when your yes person doesn't follow through on a promise. That's because task and time management are skills learned through time and by doing. We recommend that you deal with broken promises carefully. When people make mistakes and you tell them they've done something wrong, they tend to become defensive. Lots of fingers pointing back at me. Yes, guilty as charged. I'm working on that though. Instead, see mistakes and broken promises as opportunities to help them develop their skills further. Correcting people effectively is a powerful means to strengthening the relationship, and here's how to do it. Okay, we're going to learn how to confront and correct people carefully to strengthen the relationships. By the way, this isn't just about business and working in the office. This can be applied on YouTube too, I'm sure. I don't know exactly how or in which circumstances, but I'm sure y'all will think it through and apply it as needed. Tell them what they did, describing what happened as specifically as possible. Don't give them your opinion, but do give them the facts. Make sure you do this with caring and sincerity. Terry, you made a commitment to pull together the proposal. Tell them about how other people were affected to the best of your ability. As a result, we looked bad in front of an important client. Miss Rooklyn and the old man were disappointed. They lost confidence in us. Tell them how you feel about it. Disappointed, angry, frustrated, and so on. Don't exaggerate, but do be honest. Quite honestly, I'm disappointed and very frustrated over this. Project positive intent. Tell them, that's not like you, even if it is like them. Rather than denying positive projections, people consistently attempt to fulfill them. It's not like you to let all those people down. I know you care about doing great work and being part of the team, and I know you're capable of doing what you say. I also know that you don't have to make promises that you can't keep. Ask what they learned from the experience or what they would do differently if given the chance to do it again. This is called a learning moment, and it changes negative memories into useful experiences. So tell me, what would you do differently if you could do it again? Using this method, you can turn a failure into a success for both of you. This same strategy can be applied to strengthening a relationship when people have successfully done something they promised to do. Normally, when people keep their word, they hear a brief thank you, and that's the end of it. With yes people and with maybe people, your thank you can increase the likelihood that promises will be kept in the future. Here's the same strategy, only applied to a kept promise. Let me see what KK said. KK, you're pretty witty in your responses here. I appreciate that. Jamie could have given Terry a loose outline and timeline. I find yes people very hard to work with. It's almost like it's baked into their personality, hard to change, and better to let them find another job. All right, KK, you're tossing this lady out on her ear, I see. Okay, well, this is what they say you can apply to a kept promise person. Tell them what they did right as specifically as possible. Don't tell them what your opinion of it is, just the facts. Terry, you promised to pull together the proposal for the presentation, and you did exactly what you promised. Tell them how others were affected to the best of your ability. As a result, the client decided to do business with us. The old man is as happy as can be, and we made Miss Rooklyn look very good. Tell them how you feel about it. Pleased, impressed, grateful. I'm grateful that you took care of this. I'm also impressed with the design of the whole proposal. The graphics were great. You made a whole lot of information easy to absorb. The presentation couldn't have worked out as well as it did without your involvement. Thank you for your caring. Project a positive intent. Tell them, that's one of the things I like about you. You want to build their mental association with keeping their word. You know, I really like that about you. When you do something, you do it right. That was really terrific. Let them know you are looking forward to more of the same in the future. It's been a real pleasure getting to work with you on this, and I'm looking forward to more opportunities in the future to team up with you. By building up your relationship with yes or maybe people, you will not only be strengthening your own network of reliable people, but you'll also have the pleasure of obtaining a lasting reward for yourself. That is, you'll be making a meaningful difference in other people's lives. Interesting chapter. So now we go to great moments in difficult people history. We are back to the TV camera with two guys. I don't know why they put that picture in there more than once, but whatever. And then when I'm done, of course, I will open up the floor for any comments, questions, opinions, whatever. This is going to be a long one, but it's a lot of quotations, which means I get to act it out, and I like that. Okay, the case of the unrealistic commitments. I don't know how I'll ever get it all done, Christy said, shoulders slumped. The Johnson report, the new recommendations. Her spirits seemed to lift, though, as she asked, so how's Johnny? Did he lose the tooth yet? Yes, Becky replied. Johnny did, and he looks really cute with that space between his teeth. But, Christy, if you have all that work to get done today, you shouldn't be here with me having lunch. You'd better get to it. I know, Christy said as she scanned the room for familiar faces. Harry saw her, smiled, and came over. Hi, ladies. Hey, Christy, can you do me a big favor? I've fallen a little behind on gathering information for the quarterly report. You think you can look up the numbers and get them back to me by the end of the day? Sure, said Christy, smiling broadly. Thanks, you're a pal. See you later. Becky's mouth hung open. Christy, are you kidding? Do you realize what you committed to just now? What? Well, Becky said, getting those figures together is not a simple matter of just looking them up. At best, this is going to take you 2 hours. With what you just told me you already have going on today, there's no way you can finish by 5. Christy looked down. Oh, I didn't think of that. Well, think of how Harry's going to feel if it doesn't get done. And then there's all the people counting on him, not to mention all the other people who are already expecting things from you. Show the future. Well, I guess I could work late. What about your family? Oh, no, what have I done? What can I do? Well, from now on, when people ask something of you, if you really want to make them happy, train yourself to say, give me a few minutes to check my schedule, and I'll get back to you. Help them learn. Then you can make realistic commitments. Everyone likes you, Christy, and no one in this company wants you to feel overburdened. What should I do about Harry? Be honest with him. Good relationships are based on honesty. Blend with the people focus. He will appreciate knowing now when there is still time to do something about it rather than at 5 when it's too late. Okay, I guess I'll talk to him. Great. It's 12:49 now. You'll be in Harry's office telling him between 12:58 and 1:06, right? Ensure commitment. Christy laughed and then left. She was honest with Harry, who not only understood, but even offered to help her with some of her work. Yay for Christy. The Christmas that almost wasn't. A real live dramatization of a fictional incident. North Pole. With sad eyes, Pinky the elf confided, everyone is so depressed. The promised equipment hasn't arrived, and at the rate we're going, we'll be lucky to be ready for next Christmas, let alone this one. Rachel, the new human supervisor, answered, has anyone talked to Santa? Oh, sure, Pinky replied. He says what we want to hear, but nothing happens. Rachel caught Santa alone in his office. He was his normal jovial self. Santa, it's been 2 months since you swore to the elves that you would replace this equipment, and nothing's happened. Now we've got 2 near injuries a week, and the quality of our work is going to the dogs. I can't believe you didn't keep your promise. Now, Rachel angrily threw the stack of complaints on his desk, we'll have to suffer another week under these conditions. Now, Rachel, I am going to replace that equipment. Really, I am. It's just that I've been busy. That's all. You'll just have to wait a little longer, but I'll get right around to it. Really, can I get a cup of tea? Can I get you a cup of tea? Tea? I don't want tea. I want results. Rachel stormed out of Santa's office. That night, Rachel's husband told her, honey, you can't go in with your guns blazing like that. You probably scared him half to death. Why don't you go in there and give him a chance to explain? Make it safe for him to be honest. Maybe there's more going on than meets the eye. Rachel could hear that her husband might be onto something, and she couldn't help but notice how easy it was to talk to him because he was so calm and patient with her. Maybe that was just what this situation called for. The following day, there was a knock at Santa's door. Ho, 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 come on in. It's open, said Santa, his back to the door, as he fiddled with pictures of his children on his wall. With children on his wall. Santa, we need to talk. I'm not going to yell this time, I promise. If I'm going to work for you, I want you to have confidence in me, and I want to have confidence in you. We need to have a heart-to-heart and clear the air. I want to listen. Make it safe to be honest. So if you have something to tell me, now's the time. Santa, do you remember promising me that you would replace the broken down equipment out there on the plant floor? Yes, and as I've told you, I'm going to. Santa, tell me the truth. What stopped you from replacing it already? Well, it's on back order? With whom? When did you place the order? Clarify for specifics. Rachel asked with calm determination. Well, actually, I haven't exactly placed the order yet. I'm waiting for some money to come in any day now. And then we'll take care of the problem. I promise. Add on in a little bit. Ho, ho, ho. So you're telling me that the reason you haven't replaced the equipment is that there's not enough money? Backtrack. Santa sighed. Yes. Why didn't you tell me that when I first approached you about this 2 months ago? Well, I didn't want to trouble you with it. I didn't think it was a good idea to worry you. Santa, I appreciate that. Really, I do. That was very considerate of you. Acknowledge honesty. But working on that outdated equipment worries the elves, and even worse, when you promise something and don't deliver, it demoralizes them. Now let's have the whole story. Santa poured out his tale of woe. The factory was in the red, orders were down, new electronic toys had eaten up their market share, product was being returned at a rate unequaled in the history of Santa's workshop. It looked like it was only a matter of time before the whole business fell apart. And if it did, the kids wouldn't have a real Christmas, not to mention what would happen to all those loyal elves and the reindeer. They could be turned into sausage. Santa just didn't have the heart to tell everybody they could be put out of work. Government and unemployment compensation did not extend to mythical creatures. He cared so much and he didn't know what to do. Santa, thanks for leveling with me. I appreciate your honesty. Strengthen the relationship by appreciating honesty, even if it is a little late. But it's not too late to do something about this situation. I need to know, starting right now, can I count on you to keep me informed about everything that's going on in a timely fashion from here on out? Ensure commitment. Rachel, Santa sobbed, I'm so sorry. Of course you can count on me, but what can we do to save this year's Christmas? First of all, you're going to have to do what you should have done when these problems began. You're going to march out of this office and out onto the floor where you're going to speak to the elves and tell them the truth. Ask each elf to make a commitment to action in quality improvement and innovation. In a dynamic organization, all workers offer their employer a minimum of 24 continuous improvement suggestions each year. What has the average elf been giving? I don't know, replied Santa as he stroked his beard. I'll give you a hint. It's a lot less. In order to change that, we have to destroy the bureaucracy around here and give everyone the authority and accountability to make changes. You need to empower everyone. Santa did just what Rachel said. He marched somberly out of his office and onto the factory floor, and he gathered his loyal crew around him. As Santa talked from his heart, the elves and reindeer listened. They heard his sincerity and the depth of his caring. Working together now, they reorganized the workshop into powerful small elf-managed teams and quality circles. They brought in trainers who taught them the principles of total quality management. In 1 year, they had increased their quality by a factor of 10, won the Malcolm Baldrige Award, and tripled their market share, and they had become so strong they succeeded in a hostile takeover of Nintendo. The lesson was learned. When dealing with yes people, do not take yes for an answer. Be friendly, make it safe for people to be honest, and find out what is really going on. The team that pulls together slays together. Spelled like Santa's sleigh. Sleihs. God, I'm cheesy. Okay, Dad, you got to get down, buddy. Your claws are killer. Okay, so when someone becomes a yes person, your goal, get commitments you can honestly count on. Action plan, make it safe to be honest. Talk honestly, number 2. Number 3, help the person learn to plan. Number 4, ensure commitment. And number 5, strengthen the relationship. That is the end of a very long chapter of the yes person. Tomorrow, or whenever I do it again, probably tomorrow, is the maybe person. We've got people, guy's got his hand over his eye like he's afraid to look. And then he's got 2 other people behind him that are like, oh, if only, we hope so, we hope so. And then we got the guy sitting there at the desk figuring he probably will get things done. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll make the decision, maybe not. This will be a fun chapter. The maybe person. Who knew Santa was such a poor businessman? Oh, yeah, such a surprise. I once asked my mom, how does Santa feed the reindeer when it's so cold up there? I already knew it was too cold to grow. Yeah, good point, KK. Well, apparently Santa is on the ball this year. He's got some good elf management going on and got some trainers in there for the elves, so no children will have a bad Christmas. So good to know. Anyway, that was kind of a fun little chapter. I like when they do those little stories on the end. So I'm going to take you over into the kitchen because I have some dishes I need to do. So I'm just going to leave the room open till I'm done with my dishes and doing whatever it is I committed to myself to do, actually. Because it needs to be done, and it's not going to get done if I don't do it. Okay, so I am going to set up my little dish sink here to do my dishes. I will be right back. I need to make sure the bucket is emptied in the bathroom before I begin, so I don't flood the bathroom. No, we're good. We are very good. I actually got some soup brewing over here in the Instant Pot. Do I think a yes person can really change? Sometimes. I think it depends on the person. I don't think it's a one size fits all, KK. I was kind of wondering the same thing. That was kind of the question in my mind as well. Like, how often is this, really going to shift into a better manner if I talk to the yes person? Because isn't it kind of ingrained that they do that, even if you talk to them? But I don't know, because how many people really have sat down with yes people and gone through those steps with them and validated them and, given them that acceptance that they crave? I don't know that many people do, because KK, I think your personality is a lot like mine. You're kind of a goal-focused person, it seems. And you don't have a lot of patience for immaturity, maybe, and people that are not focused on a task or whatever. So how often do we really take the time to deal with a yes person? Probably, for me, speaking for myself, those people annoy me. So I'm not likely to engage with a big, lengthy, well, why don't you explain to me why you didn't do this? And what could you do differently next time? And, I don't know. I think, KK, when you and I have butted heads, it's probably because we're very similar in personality. We're very goal-focused. We're very get it done. We don't have time to listen to excuses, go bellyache somewhere else. What was the one thing that Becky used to tell me, the narcissist in my life? Save the drama for your mama. That's what she used to say, because she didn't want to deal with people's drama. Now, she would cultivate drama because she would triangulate people and turn people against each other. But then when it got down to it and people were coming to her and complaining, she'd say, save the drama for your mama. I don't have time for it. I don't want to hear your problems and blah, blah, blah. But she would originally open people up to talking to her and then blame them for coming and talking to her. That's what a narcissist does. It's a double bind, Oh, yeah, you can come to me. I'm here to minister to you. God really loves you and he wants to help you, blah, blah, blah. And then she'd be on the phone to me. Do they want to meet with me? Oh, girl, I can't handle it. I'm like, you're a minister. What do you mean you can't handle it? You told them they can come to you. Yeah, but I didn't mean like that. I didn't think that they do it every time. Again, narcissists, borderlines, people like that. That's a whole different ball game there that you're dealing with. So, yeah, it just depends on the person. I don't know if that's really a, pat answer that you could answer definitely on for sure. But maybe next time I come in contact with a yes person, I'll try those techniques out. Maybe I could tell them the story of Santa Claus and the reindeer. I don't know. That was pretty funny, though. I like how they do those little stories. The book's pretty interesting to me. It's pretty fun. Kind of holds my attention a bit more than just a technical book would, I guess. Especially because they do give a lot of those examples of almost like play acting, reenactment type things. That's like right up my alley. I love that kind of stuff. So hopefully other people are enjoying it and getting something out of it. One thing I'm going to buy myself, honey, when I have some money is the package of those metal straws for my smoothies. Because I think those would be fun to have for our smoothies. Get a little bit of extra money. They're not that expensive. It's like $3 for a package of them or something. And I'll have to get a little straw cleaner so I can make sure I keep them cleaned out. We don't get sick with them. All right, dumping my dishpan so I get these dishes done. But feel free to talk about whatever you want. We can chat about the book. We can chat about your day. Whatever you would like. My day was busy. That's how my day was. Very busy. And I work again tomorrow. It's 3 days in a row. Bing, bing, bing. I'm starting to get more hours, so, you know, I'm a busy beaver here. I did a lot of, I think I bagged a lot of bread today at first, and then it went from bread to Danishes. I drizzled the icing on the Danishes today. I don't mind that anymore. I've kind of figured out how to warm up the drizzle stuff so I can get the Danishes done. And since I got complimented by my main boss, I kind of enjoy doing it now because I know that I'm doing it right. And there is something to that get it right stuff because I'm kind of a right person. Like, I like to do things right, especially if I'm at a job. And accolades, yeah, I like accolades. I'm histrionic, so of course I like attention. You already know that. But if it's positive attention, all the better. Rather not be called into the office or something for doing something wrong. Not that they really do that there. They don't have an office. Upstairs they might, but not where I work. They just call you into the back room where all the packaging is. But never had that happen, so I don't anticipate I will. Most of the time they talk pretty openly with everybody around anyhow, so it's not something where it would be a secretive thing, I wouldn't think. They would just explain, hey, you did this and this is how we like them done or something like that. And that wouldn't bother me any because, of course, I want to know the right way to do it. So, yeah. So I've decided that Wednesdays will be walking Wednesdays for me. We are starting to get some really nice temperatures coming up, like 20s and 30s and stuff. So I'm almost without excuse these days, actually, to not be walking. And walking is so healthy for you. So instead of taking the bus all the way home on nicer days, I'm just going to walk on home on Wednesdays. Maybe more than Wednesdays. I don't know. It's not that far to walk. Just down the street. But it's been cold here. Very, very cold. I know you are, KK. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your support. Very much so. Appreciate everybody's support for being here. Even if I don't know you're here, thank you for being here. You may be an observer. I don't call you lurkers anymore. I call you observers. Because, you know, somebody that's a troll could become a friend. I was thinking that the other day. Just because they start out as a troll doesn't mean they'll stay a troll. Maybe they're doing trolling because they're shy or that's their way of interacting because they don't know any other way to interact. Hi, Sue. How are you? Hashtag trolls are people too. Now, if they're mean trolls, that's a different story. Mean people, mean trolls. I don't have time for that. I'm not going to put up with that. I'm not going to be bullied on my channel, that's for sure. I'm not going to let anybody else get bullied either. That's not okay. We're going to have a nice, peaceful, fun, interesting channel. I'll be doing my book readings and such things like that. I don't know all of what this channel will be. I have no idea. I haven't really sat and thought about it. Kind of letting it just unfold at this point. What, Nine? You want to go out? Hang on, y'all. You want to go out, buddy?
Check the weather first.
I was just out. I think Michi's out there too. Okay, anyway. Believe me, if it's that cold, they're going to be coming back in. I'll let them in. Okay, got my sink nice and full here. Plunge out the nasty water that doesn't want to go down the drain. What's going on now with this drain? Okay, there we go. All went down there. Oh, I need to delete some of these nature calls. Okay. Delete some of this spam stuff here. I saw another one up ahead, or up behind, actually. Oh, I missed a message. Was it a bad one, honey? The message you deleted or hid? Or was it just a spam? Oh, okay. Yeah, there was one earlier I missed as I was talking. So I get these dishes done, and then I'm probably going to dish out some soup, and Matthew and I are going to watch some kind of something on the TV, because that's what we've been doing together. And then I think I might work on a room or something, or drawers. I need to sort some drawers still. Still doing my 30-day challenge to get the house in order. But what's interesting is most of the stuff that was on the challenge, the rooms to do, I've already done. Or I don't have those rooms. Like under the bed. I don't think I have it under the bed. I don't think I have my bed on a bed frame, so there is no under the bed. One less place to store clutter, I guess. And my closets are already cleaned out, so I don't have to do those. And it's too cold to clean out the shed. Although I'll tell you, I am itching to get out there and get that thing organized. And I want to do it before it gets really warm and the bees start swarming in there. Yeah. Welcome back, Kiki. Anyway. So I'm trying to think of what else I did today. So I did the Danishes. And I did hot dog rolls, submarine buns, tea rolls, and what are they called again? Begins with an S. Sliders. Little tiny buns called sliders. And thankfully they put an S on the paper, parchment paper that they put the buns on. So I knew that it was sliders and not more tea rolls or something. And then I think I did hamburger buns. What's really cool about working in a bakery, you learn like these tricks to move faster. So like they give you these big, huge pans with like the buns and stuff. We'll talk about hamburger buns. Okay, there's 4, and then you fold them over and there's 8. So you literally take the paper, you lift it up, you flip the buns over, then you fold the whole row of buns over on top of themselves. And you break them apart in 4s, and you bag them like that. So that's kind of fun to me. I don't know. I enjoy that part. It's kind of creative or something. I don't know. There's like little tricks with each thing. What do you want, Mav? What? Are you hungry, buddy? You want some food? You begging for some food? Okay, baby. I'll get you some. Maverick will let you know when he's hungry. He doesn't mince words, this kitty. Hang on, buddy. Get your little food. Hopefully tomorrow Mommy's going to buy some more food. Another box of it. I have enough moolah to do that. Here, man. Now all the cats got to come, of course. I've been thinking about downsizing on cats, but we don't know which ones to rehome. We love all our kitties. I mean, the problem is I'm so sentimental about my pets. Like, Mimi's been with me through 3 marriages, 2 divorces. Neo is our forest cat that we basically tamed by getting him neutered and taking him in. Well, he kind of brought himself in through the window, jumped in one morning, and we found him here. Teddy Bear is blind and diabetic, so, you know, I don't know that I would have the heart to rehome him. I don't know, it gets overwhelming. We definitely bit off more than we could chew with pets. I agree with that. We just love animals so much, and most of them are rescues, so it's kind of like we were being good-hearted Samaritans, taking them in, and at the time we could really afford them, and we didn't struggle with trying to feed them and get their litter and stuff, but now it's a struggle for sure. It's hard trying to catch up after having COVID and stuff. I just don't know. I don't know what to do. Kind of torn with all that. Anyway. So today's Wednesday already, isn't it? I can't believe how fast weeks go sometimes. Tomorrow's Thursday, I'll work, and then the next day is Friday, Erev Shabbat, already again. I mean, literally, I feel like I just told you guys Shabbat Shalom like 2 days ago. It feels like. I can't believe the week is going so fast. It's crazy. It's been a full week with a little bit of grocery shopping and shopping for the guinea pigs and stuff like that. It's just been crazy. Crazy busy. And then working 3 days in a row is interesting too. Has made the week go very fast. Seven quiet people in my room. Hello, quiet people. So what do you guys have planned for your rest of your week and your weekend? Any big plans coming up? Oh. You mean you left the bakery because you kept eating all the food, KK? Is that what it was? Sometimes they'll give us like little bit of leftovers. Like if we made too much of something, they'll be like, you can do whatever you want. You can take that as a freebie and eat it yourself, whatever. I did that the other day. My coworker, I asked her, what are we going to do with this extra? She goes, I call it a freebie. Just eat it if you want it. Or save it for later and eat it later. But I don't do that all the time. Honestly, for me, it's kind of like, especially working with that syrupy, nasty, drippy sugar, it makes me not want to eat that stuff because I'm thinking about what that's doing inside my body. And I'm thinking about standing on the scale and having 10 pounds pile on and double chin and all that nasty stuff I eat. So I can't do it. Plus, it just kind of jeopardizes all of my weight loss efforts that I'm doing now. I'm back to working out several times a week, and I think what I'm going to do is work out Monday, Tuesday, do my walking Wednesday, work out Thursday, Friday. That's 4 days a week. I don't really work out on a Saturday because it's Shabbat, Sabbath, so I won't work out then. Sometimes I work out on Sunday, but that might just be another walk day. I'm not sure. I am not sure at all. They just opened a fitness center not far from me, or they're working on opening one. And it's like $10 a month or something to go there. So I was thinking about at some point if I'm better off financially to maybe do that. But I don't know. I can do just as much working out at home. I'm pretty creative and I love Zumba. And I can do that right in my house. I don't know. You could always call and ask or go on the website and check. Matthew was wondering if they had a swimming pool. He likes to swim. What? Probably don't have a swimming pool? You have no self-control. It's either eat everything or eat nearly nothing. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think you and I talked about that at one point, KK. You've been through a lot of garbage in your life, so I'm sure that affects eating choices as well. I get it. Just about done with these dishes, y'all. Yeah, we talked about it. We were actually on a panel at one point together, I remember. I think in Pandora's room a while back. We had a good chat. Pretty interesting. So it's nice to have you in my room, especially after we got to chat that one time. I hadn't talked to you in a while after that. I'm interested to see what book I choose to do next. I'm just not sure yet which direction I'm going to go. Try to pick books that are going to be helpful to the majority of people. So, a lot of people don't know that before I ended up in the true crime / drama area of YouTube, I was in self-help. That's where I started out on YouTube, was self-help with narcissism and all that stuff. And then lack of courtesy from Chris Watts on that issue. I ended up here in this lovely true crime community. It's been crime all right. Hopefully by next year, everybody can get it together and get along with each other in some way, shape, or form for the most part. That would be good. We all have our, reasons for being on here. And we all have a right to be on here and do whatever it is we do. So if we could just be more tolerant of each other, that'd be great. Yes, you found me through my narcissism series. True. That's where a lot of people have found me through. I know I go back and watch my old videos and I just kind of shake my head like, wow, you were so young, so naive. But you knew a lot about narcissism because you had been through the ringer. Plus, I had studied a lot of Sam Backman's stuff. Because that's pretty much where a lot of my information came from, was Sam. I learned a lot from his stuff. I still, every once in a while, go back and watch it. But he's just kind of, I don't know. He's a little bit hard for me to listen to. Maybe he's a little bit triggering sometimes. Kind of like H.G. Tudor. He's another one that very much triggers me at times. Reminds me of Becky and how I got treated by her and stuff. But the thing is, most of the narcissists in my life were women, not men. So, yeah, definitely narcissism arg. I know, KK, and a lot of people are like, well, we want you to go back and do more narcissism stuff. But when I started doing it, nobody was interested. I didn't get hardly any people in the room. Nobody is really talking to me about it. So I just was like, okay, well, that's not the direction to go because there's no interest in it. And I love to read, but a lot of people don't have time and don't want to read. So I thought I'll just give it a shot and see how a book reading thing, like a book club type, would be. I always wanted to be part of a book club like in person, but now with COVID and stuff, I don't dare get that close to people in a tight environment like that. I don't want to get sick again. I've had enough sickness in my life. I mean, I go to church, yes, but I pretty much keep my distance for the most part. I don't get super up close and personal with people at church. Not right now, anyway. But yeah, book clubs would be like in a library or something. I suppose you could do it in a safe enough way, but usually they do it in a closed room. And I got PTSD about being stuck in a closed room with people that have illnesses or coughing or anything like that. It makes me uneasy. So I'd rather not go that route. Yes, uploads, correct. They were not live streams. Yep, there was no live streaming back then. It was all uploads. Let's check my soup, shall we? It's been on low for 33 minutes here. So I'm going to turn it off. Oh, somebody's calling me. No, I'm not going to answer that. That's just bill collectors as usual. Okay, hold on. Oh, I got to let the steam stuff out of it. Okay, hang on, y'all. Hold your ears. If you got earbuds in, now's the time to take them out because I'm going to open this steam thing on the Instant Pot. Well, it's not very loud, so I guess you're okay. Just let that drain out. I'm not answering your call. Here, I'll screen your call. I already know who it is. It's about somebody that I can't pay right now. So, no point in talking to him right now. As soon as all the steam is done, I will get back up on here. Undo my lid here on the Instant Pot. Oh, wow. Check that out, y'all. This is lentil barley vegetable soup. I'm going to show you what it came out like. As I drop my Instant Pot lid on the floor. Look at that. Yummy. Can't get it too close to the computer because I'll end up dropping it on the computer. But oh, that looks so good. Nice hearty soup. Got chicken in it too. There's chicken, carrots, corn, lentils, barley, and I'm probably going to throw some green veggies in there, like some green beans and stuff too. Oh, it looks so yummy. I can't wait. Okay, grab my lid. It fell on the floor. Without burning my hand would be good. Okay. All right. Yep. Gotta love the Instant Pot. Really, the Instant Pot and my air fryer are the two main things I use. And once in a great while, like for eggs and stuff, I will use my one burner. Okay. All right. So that is done. I think I'm going to head off of here and go and get us dished out for some dinner. But I appreciate everybody being here while I got my dishes done and did the book with you. Tune in tomorrow. Oh, you don't eat meat. Gotcha, Scooby-Doo. Hey, welcome, by the way.
We're going to try to do.
Yeah, we're going to start
Doing that again.
we're going to start going meat-free probably in February sometime. I'm starting to weed it out in February. So I think there's going to be a time when we don't do meat either.
That was definitely when we were healthy.
I like veggie meat, like soy meat and stuff like that. But I got to be careful with the soy because of the thyroid. But yeah, we do good with veggie meat and we're fine without meat. I don't really miss meat when I don't eat it anyways. So, but for now we have it. So we're going to eat it. All right. So you guys have a great day and thank you for coming in. Hit the like, the subscribe, the share, the bell, all that stuff. Let me know your comments, what you like about what we've been reading so far, what has resonated with you, and where you would like to maybe see the channel go as far as reading and stuff like that. Just give me your comments, whatever. All right. Have a great one, and I'll see you soon. Good night. Shalom. I don't know.